Hi guys, I hope you have a splendid day out there. Today we're going to talk about a pretty difficult topic to talk about, but I've gotten a lot of questions from you guys about how to get to know a Swede. And so I thought today we could talk a little bit about how I view that issue. It's pretty difficult because, as you know, everyone is unique and a lot of people are different. So there's no right or wrong recipe in this. All Swedes aren't the same. A few of the things that I'm going to say today are probably generalized, but I think that a lot of Swedes could identify with whatever that is. So to begin with, what is a friendship? I've decided to break it down into 3 steps. And that is 1, befriending somebody. You know who that is, you've talked, and yeah. It's the first step in becoming a friend. You know who that is, you've talked, but nothing more. Number 2 is becoming friends, and that is when you start to hang out, you get to know more about that person, you talk, you go to, I don't know, movies. You're friends basically, but you don't know personal stuff yet. And that's when you get to step 3, and that's when you become close friends, and that's when you know more about that person, you know how that person will react in certain situations, you know more personal details, and so forth. What's worth mentioning is that to get to step 3 in the friendship step thingy in different countries could be very different depending on where you are. For example, in one country it could be very easy to get to step 2, where you become friends, because some countries are very inviting and you could almost not know a person and then you suddenly invite that person home. You meet people at the bar and you suddenly have 12 friends because they are very inviting. But to reach step 3 in some countries is very difficult because a lot of people don't want to let people into their life in that sense, I guess. But in contrast to that, we have the Swedes, where it's very difficult even to get to step number 2 to become friends with somebody, because I think generally Swedes are looked upon as maybe shy or reserved. So it's even difficult to even talk to somebody, maybe, or even get into a conversation with the Swede. But I would like to say that we aren't that shy, actually. I would say that we're more reserved than shy. And that is because Swedes view friendship almost as a relationship. It's something that we invest time in. It's almost like if we don't feel like you are the potential friend in our life, then we don't want to waste our time, almost like that. What also could be said is that if you manage to get to step 3, becoming close friends, then you know that you have a friend for life. I think that's the reason why a lot of Swedes still have a lot of close friends from when they were kids or maybe younger, because they had the time to get to know that person and get into that step 2 and maybe step 3. But as Swedes grow up and become adults, they get fewer and fewer new friends. Again, this does not apply to everybody, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to generalize, giving you an idea of something. Another thing that could be the reason why other countries see Swedes as maybe reserved or shy could be that Swedes expect honesty. So when we're small talking to somebody, we expect that to be honest and direct without being rude. There's a funny example that if you ask a Swede, "How are you?" then you should be prepared for that person to most likely tell you that, "Oh, I have a sore back," or "I'm feeling a bit ill today." Swedes don't see that phrase as just a greeting phrase. "How are you today?" means to a Swede like properly asking how you are. And then you expect that person to answer. So what Americans maybe see as outgoing, a Swede would see as superficial, in the way that if you ask somebody what's up and you don't answer that, you just say what's up back, then it's like, what, are you not gonna answer that? It's a question. He wants to know what's up. You're like, I feel a bit ill today. I can agree that Swedes are reserved in a way, and that ties into the way that we make friends. It's almost like a relationship, and as with relationships, Swedes like to take it slow. For a Swede, it would be very weird if you were to invite me home on the first day we met. A tip would be to go out on what we call fika. If you don't know what fika is, you go to a cafe, you have a cup of coffee, maybe cinnamon bun, and you talk. Swedes love that, so that's a very good step to go to, I guess. And then maybe you meet again, you go to a movie or doing something like that, and then you can invite the person home. So it's almost like a relationship in that sense. And that's just because Swedes like to know that we're investing our time in something good and a good person. You probably are a good person, but it's just about taking it slow. One thing that's pretty contradicting to what I said about Swedes like honesty and being direct is the way that we small talk in other situations. For example, if two Swedes meet on the street, oh, that was a rhyme? I'm a rapper today. But anyway, if they meet on the street and they have been friends maybe a couple of years back, and they meet, and then it's a mutual courtesy to ask each other, oh, we should really meet again this summer, the 14th of June at 5 o'clock. But both of them know that they will never meet again because it's just a thing that we do. Another thing that could be a potential issue when talking to Swedes or being around Swedes is the fact that Swedes will never tell you when they are angry at them. Well, I know there are people that do that, but in a general sense, I guess. So, for example, if somebody cuts the line to the bus, the Swedes would never tell that person that he or she did something wrong. They would just think about it and maybe look angry and maybe talk to the person next to them. Oh, that was an asshole. They will never tell that person directly, and that could potentially be an issue if you do something that is viewed in Sweden as not okay. And it could be even an issue for Swedes, but I can generally tell when a Swede is mad by their facial expression and maybe the way they talk. They could still be angry, and if you ask them how they feel, they will still say, I'm fine. Alright, as I said in the beginning of the video, it's a very difficult topic to talk about. There is no right or wrong. Everyone is different. But I think I got to the point of some very general Swedish things that we have in Sweden, and hopefully it helped you to be able to get to know more Swedes. We are a friendly bunch of people, and although we are reserved, it's just about taking your time, take it slow, and you will get a friend for life. Alright guys, I hope you have a splendid day with me, because I had a splendid day with you, and all of you are my friends. You are my close friends from now on. Until the next time I see you and your pretty face, I hope you have a splendid day. Bye.